Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you once again for listening in on this latest COVID-19 update. Yesterday, the state announced a partnership with Google and will launch a new pre-registration system for mass vaccination sites starting tomorrow, Friday, March 12th. The new system will make it easier to request and book an appointment at a nearby location when they are available. The system replaces the current booking platforms for mass vaccination sites for online booking. This tool will be available at mass.gov/COVID vaccine. The COVID-19 vaccine scheduling resource line at 211 is also available to help residents with online booking or who are without internet access. As you may know, this week we also launched the Lower Merrimack Valley Regional Collaborative. This partnership between Newburyport, Amesbury, Georgetown, Groveland, Merrimack, Newbury, Rowley, Salisbury, and West Newbury allows us to hold vaccination clinics in this region of our state, but it is a public site open to all. As with all new initiatives, there are growing pains, and I do apologize for trying to get information out quickly to residents via a robocall the other night, only to discover additional changes. The collaboration is working to ensure consistent messaging as we go forward. The regional clinic will open this weekend on Saturday and Sunday at Amesbury High School at 5 Highland Street. Residents were able to make appointments for Saturday and Sunday. Moving forward, direct links to make appointments for upcoming clinics will be shared at our city website on Mondays and Tuesdays at 8 a.m. and noontime. So if you're looking to book an appointment for a local clinic, please go to the home page of cityofnewburyport.com and our health department's page. We will share these direct links on our website, giving all of you the opportunity to access the appointments quickly before they are found through the state's website. Please note, however, that supply continues to be extremely limited, and the appointments do fill quickly. We hope to see this ease as more supply of the vaccine is available and allocated to our regional clinic. As I mentioned, these clinics are also open to all Massachusetts residents, but we are able to reserve 25% of doses for residents in the Lower Merrimack Valley Regional Collaborative communities. For this weekend, our reserved doses are going towards the remainder of our senior residents. So please check our website often for new appointments and information regarding our vaccination clinics. And we hope to see you soon for your vaccination appointment. It is important to understand that supply is still at a very high demand for all that are currently eligible. So please continue your due diligence and anticipate the new state registration will be much easier to use and allows a waiting list for those in the quest to find a vaccine appointment. Last week, the state announced that kindergarten through grade 12 educators, child care workers, and school staff are eligible to schedule COVID-19 appointments. This group joins the current eligible groups, including 65 and over, and individuals with 2+ certain medical conditions. There are approximately 400,000 K-12 educators, child care workers, and school staff in Massachusetts. And this will be a huge endeavor, but the goal is for educators to be vaccinated by the end of April. This week, the state announced 4 days at mass vaccination sites dedicated to educators, March 27th, April 3rd, 10th, and 11th. All are urged to book appointments through mass.gov COVID vaccine, that new website, as well as book through Federal Retail Pharmacy Program's CVS website. Even with vaccine supply continuing to seriously lag behind demand, it is so encouraging to see the number of cases and hospitalizations decline. This week, we held a special school committee meeting where Superintendent Gallagher presented the next plans to fully reopen our schools, K through 12, by April 26th, beginning with the Bresnahan Elementary School. Please check your school's website for your child for additional details. We are so pleased to see our schools reopening, as we know the importance of in-classroom learning to the social, emotional, and intellectual health of our children. With vaccines becoming available for our teachers and the continued weekly pool surveillance testing, the Newburyport Public Schools are in a good position to transition to more in-person learning. State regulations are allowing more students on buses, and an updated 3-foot social distancing rule with masks has been approved. Our protocol of masks, air quality monitoring, social distancing, contact tracing, and cohort groupings has proven successful and support the continued increase of in-person learning. I would like to thank Superintendent Gallagher, the leadership team, and especially our teachers and staff for their incredible work throughout this year and going forward. As of this date, the state plans to move forward to step 1 of phase 4 on March 22nd. Indoor and outdoor venues will be allowed to have a 12% capacity permitted. Gathering limits at event and public settings will be able to have 100 people at indoor gatherings and 150 people at outdoor gatherings. In private settings, including private homes, limits will be set to 10 people indoors and 25 outdoors. The biggest change is that there no longer will be capacity limits on our restaurants. However, social distancing of tables and 90-minute limits remain in effect. With this, I am very pleased to say that we are moving forward on enabling our restaurants to apply for outdoor seating and liquor licenses again. We will be implementing a parklet program, which will greatly improve restaurants' expanded outdoor seating. Parklets are an expansion of the sidewalks onto one or more on-street parking spaces. Our restaurants have had a very difficult year, with several closing until greater occupancy has been allowed, and for others, holding on throughout takeout and limited in-person seating. Restaurants are very anxious to increase their capacity and to optimize on this opportunity, and the city fully supports this effort. Additionally, the city has received a technical assistance grant from the state through the Rapid Recovery Program. The grant will allow us to work towards creating a recovery plan that will help local businesses support sustainable economic growth strategy post-COVID-19 pandemic, levering our local assets within our community. Particularly, the COVID-19 pandemic has had a dire economic impact on our nonprofits and arts and cultural organizations. Many have been financially devastated by the pandemic, and we will need to invest in and help stabilize our cultural sector over the upcoming months. We continue to work on Reservation Terrace on Plum Island. GZA has presented a new plan for protection using timber pilings and sand-filled core bags surrounding the poles. The system is being used in Sandwich, Mass. And has been effective. We continue to work with the state on funding and logistics of this plan. A resident remote meeting is scheduled for tomorrow morning. 2 river dredging projects are also moving forward. The Piscataqua River Dredge will be divided between Salisbury and Newbury, and the Merrimack River Dredge sand will go to Newburyport. The permitting process is very complex, and our legislative team is helping to navigate this with the state and Army Corps of Engineers. We are working on a state dredging grant application to match the federal funding which is required for this project. I am pleased to announce that the City Council voted to appropriate $640,000 in Community Preservation Act funding for Phase 2 of the Bradley Fuller Athletic Field facility. this renovation project on Low Street. Phase 1, which was completed in recent years, featured the construction of a new brokeback track and multi-purpose field. Phase 2 will include installation of a 300-person grandstand, electrical connections throughout the facility, and a new sound system, as well as renovation of the field house and restrooms. This is an important upgrade to the facility and will be appreciated for years to come. The city has also accepted a conservation restriction and easement between the city and Essex County Greenbelt Association for 38 acres off of Middle Street in West Newbury. This effort is aimed at long-term protection of the Artitoke Reservoir, from which the city draws our drinking water. Our Board of Water and Sewer Commissioners will share responsibility with West Newbury and the State Department of Conservation and Recreation. We are also targeting April 1 for a reopening of City Hall to the public. However, please know that public meetings will remain remote for the foreseeable future. City Hall will be staffed to answer any of your questions during our regular hours of operation. We also continue to schedule appointments in some departments. Visitors will be required to wear a face covering or mask during the entirety of their stay. Additionally, visitor quantities in the building will be restricted so that social distancing can be maintained. Please dress appropriately for the weather, as some outdoor waiting time may still occur. We will provide more details on reopening over the next few weeks. On a funner note, and as a welcome with spring and summer coming, we are thrilled to see our youth services explode with registrations yesterday. Over 1,300 spring and summer registration program offerings for our youth. This is beginning to maybe feel like a normal season for Newburyport Youth Services. In closing, it is hard to believe that a full year has passed since this COVID-19 pandemic hit, resulting in major changes in all of our lives. We would not be in this forward-moving status if it wasn't for everyone in our city stepping up to honor federal, state, and local protocol and guidelines to protect each other and our city. However, it is still vital that everyone remains vigilant. Wear your masks, avoid gatherings, wash your hands, and disinfect surfaces. Think about the simple steps you can take on a daily basis to protect yourself and your loved ones. Excuse me. And again, please go to the mass.gov website to learn more about vaccine safety and the work that has been done. When you become eligible, please get the vaccine. Vaccination will allow you and your vaccinated family members, along with all of us, to ultimately return to some semblance of normalcy even sooner. Thank you, and have a wonderful weekend, and enjoy St. Patrick's Day, but please do it safely. Thank you.